We're here, live audience.
Hi, my name is Tanya Ball. I'm doing a speech for my speech class. Tonight is going to be over depression and causes and effects of it and how you can overcome it through anything that you might go through. Depression started back in the medieval days. I'm sure it started way back in caveman era, but this is when it started being documented. It was once called melancholy, and it was used to describe depression. Back then it was thought that it was from a chemical imbalance of 4 different fluids in the body. Today it is still known as a chemical imbalance, so apparently the medieval times of today, they have somehow corresponded together. Depression is a physical and mental thing. It can affect you physically, it can affect you mentally, it can affect you spiritually. Whatever your beliefs are, it can affect you. Most depression, people think that you're dull, you're boring, that there's no life within you, and sometimes that's true. I know that I've suffered from depression in the past, and when I was suffering from it, it drained the life out of me. I had no life, I had no energy, I didn't want to be around people, all I wanted to do was sleep and pass the time. In the 14th century, depression came from the Latin word, and it meant to be pressed down, meaning to bring down one's spirits. And that is so true. It does. It just brings down my spirits whenever I do get in this state. In the 20th century, depression was thought to be a chemical imbalance. The 18th century, everybody thought it was from poor circulation and the lack of energy. Signs and symptoms of depression: feeling sad, loss of interest in family and friends, wanting to sleep all the time, not being able to not eating enough, thoughts of suicide, of dying, homicidal thoughts. Causes of depression can stem from numerous things: abuse, whether it's sexual, physical, mental, someone saying harsh words to you day in and day out at your job. It starts to wear on you after a while, and it can take you down. And depression doesn't have to be a hospital thing. You don't have. In my job, I deal with depressed people all the time, and you start to put that into aspect, oh, well, when somebody's depressed or they've got anxiety, that they're going to go to the stress ward. That doesn't have to be the circumstances. I've suffered from it, and I never went to the hospital for it. It can be taken care of, and it can be cured through medications. Depression can also come from conflicts with family. You have marriage problems, you have, family problems, you and your parents get into it. Depression can also be caused from death of a lost one or of a close friend, co-worker. Depression can also stem from genetics. My family's got a long history of depression. Therefore, unfortunately, it's been passed down to me, so I've had to learn how to deal with it. But with my family having it, I've also been able to take some of their traits of the ways that they have dealt with it and use them in my life. Major events in your life can also be a cause of depression, whether it's good or bad. Whether it's a marriage, you have all the stress and anxiety of preparing and financial needs, new job, you don't know the securities of it or if you're going to lose money from this new job. It could also be from stuff as a move, a divorce. It can be a huge issue because if there's kids involved, you have to learn how to balance the kids in between a family and medical. My mom has been suffering from a severe respiratory thing for the last 2 years. It has influenced our family tremendously. My dad, he doesn't smile the way he used to. My mom, she tries to be in high spirits, but she can't go out anymore. She's got, every time that she does go out or she's around smoke or whatever, it causes like an asthma attack, and she has to be sent to urgent care. She has to get steroid shots. She can't go out anywhere anymore, and it's extremely hard for us to go from a mom that was able to do everything and go with us and just to go shopping or go to Walmart, and she can't do that anymore the way that she used to because it just influenced her respiratory system. And working on the ambulance, it's so hard to be able to fix somebody on the ambulance and to know that you can save their life, but there's nothing you can do to save your mom. When she's sitting there, she can't breathe. And the way it affects our family, it's a huge burden sometimes, but on the upside of that, I still have my mom, and I will do anything and everything to keep my mom. It's hard. It's extremely hard to deal with it, and I know that it brings depressing stages, but on the upside, there are ways to fix it. I got into a really bad relationship, one from the beginning that I knew that I should not be in, but I wanted so bad for that relationship to work because I'm 25. I never thought that I would find a guy that loved me the way that my dad loves my mom. That is everything that I've strived for, and I had this guy show me a little bit of attention, and he said the right things, done the right things, and I swore up and down that this was the man for me. However, it's not. And I went through about 6 months of pure depression. Didn't want to go to work, didn't want to see my family because I knew I was in the wrong. They knew I was in the wrong, and they just to know in your spirit that is extremely hard. However, I let that go, and really hard from it, and I still suffer from it still because I still have anxiety at some time. How I waited and waited. I'm 25, and now I have found the man of my dreams. Not only is he a man of God, he is everything that my dad is, and so much more. And I've waited for him, and he's kind of helped me come out of this. Also, other ways to overcome depression: be athletic, get out and exercise. Whenever you exercise, not only do you feel good physically, but you start to slim down. And every girl knows the slimmer you are, the prettier you feel. Be out in the sun. Just let the UV rays just soak you up. If I can't be out in the sun in the winter, I go tanning. I know it's not very healthy, but I love to do it. The warmth, it just lifts your spirits. Be beautiful. Put makeup on. This is my favorite outfit. It's a cut-off t-shirt. However, when I am in this, I don't feel beautiful. So every now and again, I'll put makeup on, put a nice pair of jeans on, put a nice shirt on, and it's amazing what makeup and nice clothes will do for you. Set goals for yourself. I'm in this class. I'm getting ready to graduate. I'm overcoming my depression with graduating. I have got 2 careers under my belt. I'm ready to get a degree, and I'm overcoming it. It's not going to rule my life. I love to do hobbies. I sew. It takes my mind off of it. This is a little piece. It's a baby blanket that I'm working on for a friend. It's amazing what you can take from just a pattern and you can turn it into something like that. And to know that a little baby will be wrapped up in it in a few months. And it's just really exciting, and it takes my mind off of everything. I often read books. This is an awesome series. It's just nice to just sit back and read, and you get consumed in the book and not on whatever else is going on in your life. I listen to music. I'm with my family and friends. I've got a little nephew. He's 8. He calls me all the time. "Hi, T-Ball. What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing. What are you doing?" "I'm supposed to be getting ready for bed, but I just wanted to call and say I love you." And knowing that he's there and he's thinking about me all the time, I don't have a picture of him, but my nieces and nephews, anytime that I'm having a bad day, I know that I can go to them, and they're going to be right there, and they're going to be so excited to see me. Another big thing with depression is don't be ashamed to get help. I have recently started going to a counseling session. It's a Christian counselor. He has given a lot of tools and steps that I can do to deal with it. This is Armed and Dangerous. It's straight answers from the Bible. Every time that I have a bad day, I flip this open and I just read, Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not on thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. And I just sit there and I just think, what does God have in store for me? This depression is not going to rule my life. For the joy of the Lord is your strength. And as long as you sit there and you dwell on those passages, you're going to be okay. I love to write. Depression is, if you can write it down in words and just get it off your chest and out of your mind and onto paper, it's amazing what it can do for you. I write a lot of poetry, and it's a huge thing just to be able to get it out. If you don't want to talk to somebody about it, there's your way. This is a book that I started reading. It's called Conquering Depression. It's a 30-day thing that you read. Every day there's a different chapter, and it's got little cards in the back. And
sorry, I'm in your space.
And it has like little goals. Look for an opportunity to help other people. And to know that my depression and the things that I faced in my life, I've often wondered, God, why did you put me through that? But I know that if I can overcome my depression, then I could help somebody else to overcome theirs. I love quotes from different places. I believe in hard work, and it keeps the wrinkles out of my mind and the spirit. It helps me keep a woman young. If you work hard at your goals, such as your guys' business, knowing that you can provide makeup to somebody else for them to feel like they are beautiful, then you've done your hard work, and it's going to keep the wrinkles out of your heart and soul. You can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you. I was 20 before my depression ever hit, and I'm 25 now. Up until I was 20, not a care in the world. I was always in a good mood, always happy-go-lucky, and then I had this incident happen to me, and it hit me. I didn't know that I was going to suffer from it. I had no idea. But how can I be brave if only wonderful things have happened to me? You have to face the hard times and the struggles in your life to see that every day is a gift. Another thing that I really like doing, I like to volunteer. I don't get to do it as often as I'd like to because of my work schedule. But if you can help somebody else, then not only are you helping somebody else, but you're helping yourself. Dealing with depression is not easy. It's not an easy task. You're going to have your up days and your down days. You have to figure out ways that help you. I found out that running and exercise and tanning and reading and writing, all those things have helped me. They might not help everybody, but they've helped me. So I know the signs and symptoms to look for whenever I might start becoming depressed. So therefore, I have to start applying the exercise twice as hard as what I was in my normal everyday activity. There's also medications and stuff that some of them are low dose, and they just kind of take the very edge of it off. Some people suffer so severely from it that they can go into a comatose state with medications. Not only whenever you suffer from it, there's other people that do. So therefore, be supportive. As I said with my job, there's times that I pick people up and it's like, oh, seriously, we're going on this again? But I have to stop and I have to look at myself and say, don't judge these people because they're having an illness, because depression is a disease. You don't be judgmental of them. Be a shoulder that they can lean on and they can cry to, because if it wasn't for my mom, I don't know how I would have made through all of this, because my mom has been my rock and my solid place that I can go and lean on. Just avoid becoming depressed by keeping to the workout schedules and the being beautiful. A lot of things that I do is write on your mirror in lipstick, be beautiful today, or don't count the number of breaths that you take in a life, but count the number of breaths that life takes away. And just to remember those positive quotes.